let's talk about it. Put your points to why do you think that the coronavirus is still a scam? There is nothing like coronavirus. What are the points that you have to prove it?
Look, Krishna, I didn't tell that coronavirus doesn't exist, all right? So, but there is a lot of our viruses, which exist in our world, and I just picked this Russian Federation statistic and Estonian statistic, and coronavirus actually took very small percentage in like real uh, death cases, you know.
Okay.
So, and very, very small percentage. And, you know, from every source, we like hear this COVID-19, in every source. And I have just some doubt why this disease is so popular and people just forgot about our like diseases. So it does like seems to me strange. Yeah.
Okay, so the first point that you said is the number of deaths, it's not
Mhm.
that high,
Not.
and you're trying to say, can you hear me?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, the number of death is not that high. Also, there are many other diseases that we can uh, talk about. But I guess people are talking about COVID. It's because we don't have the vaccine, and people do die because we do not have vaccine. So,
You see,
and
uh, corona like virus only like case. Mm. So we have like sorry. With disease with lux, how to say it? When you have like disease related with lux.
last
Pneumonia, right?
pneumonia.
Pneumonia, probably, yes.
Okay.
So, and COVID only one, virus which can like start with disease actually, and Corona took like small percentage of this like pneumonia, right?
Yeah,
Disease.
pneumonia.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. And you can actually investigate statistic for previous years, and you will see that this current year not really distinguished from previous years uh, related. I mean, this like diseases related to pneumonia.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
So, and statistic will be like completely the same, but uh, you know farm these companies who produce this vaccine, they spend so much money only on this single virus, but there are a lot of different viruses which I believe way much more like dangerous than this one. So, and what we have to make a vaccine from every single virus. Yeah. So in
Yeah.
this case, okay, let's talk about this uh, in the whole. So, but they pick up only this one, and now everyone from every source we hear this.
I
Yeah.
understand. I think
The point, yes. So maybe I explained it not in the best way, especially because I know that we record the video, so I a little bit nervous.
nervous.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
happens, but don't worry.
Due to this fact, yeah,
It's almost nothing. Like
yeah.
we're just talking, recording. It's
Yeah,
okay. It's totally friendly. We are not professionals.
of course.
So yeah, the number of death is not that high. We have so many other diseases. Why not focus on them? Why especially focus on COVID? and these pharmaceutical institutes, they are spending so much money just on COVID vaccine development rather than their like other vaccination processes.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
you
that
understood
makes
everything.
sense, but
Great. Yeah.
I mean, I well, I do like as your idea is that people are just going crazy about coronavirus
Yeah.
even though they should not. That's
Hmm.
what you think, right?
Yeah. This is my point. Absolutely.
And so you do not disagree that there is something like corona. Like you're not saying that people are just faking it, the
Of
politicians or
course, Corona
government.
is exist. Okay, but this Corona causes only a little percent of this, like, um, how did you say this disease again?
Pneumonia.
Pneumonia. Yes. So because I again, this is like naked statistic, only statistic. I just took this like a list from official site of Russian, as I say, like
Uh-huh.
medicine, or whatever. Yes, different sources. Actually, there are a couple of them. So just to be sure that this is true, and this is true. So.
Yeah. So, okay, I see. The people should not get that much that crazy about coronavirus.
Yes.
Exactly, that's the
Only that.
point.
Yes. This is my point.
Yeah, I mean this is true, like you will be happy to know that people are actually not taking that much serious it. For example, in India, in my place, you can go outside, you can see people marketing, you can eat, you can lunch, you can whatever you want to do, you can do. It's just like a regular day,
Hmm.
except you can see a few people with mask, and you can, if you go to a mall, maybe a supermarket, you have to sanitize your hand first. That's the only change now. So yeah,
And now
people are not
change
taking
in,
that much
let's say,
serious.
education system, because in my country, in Russia, and I think in our countries, in your maybe also, people, pupils mostly do not
Mm-hmm.
visit schools, and this education system like ruined, in my opinion. Now, some people in our government going to implement, this distancing education, and I just want to say you how it work, at least for my relatives, because I have some youth,
Mm-hmm.
my brothers and sisters, very young, and they just switch off this Skype, you know, they may be 13, 12 years old,
Uh-huh.
so about it, and they don't care, their like mentor tells something, and they can do whatever they want. They don't
Yeah,
switch off
you're unhappy about
time.
online
Yes,
education system.
this isn't good. This is
Yeah.
this isn't good. So what
Yeah,
else?
I mean,
Economies suffer a lot, of course,
yeah,
from
the
this panic also. So there are lots of things, which could went good, I think. So
I mean, you know what?
yeah.
I would say, like, I mean, you are worried about people taking coronavirus so seriously, but you see more
No, no,
serious.
I against panic. You see, I against panic, and there are lots of panic now. Yeah,
Yeah, there is. I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe I don't actually read news these days, because news hasn't
you're
been
like,
good this year.
do not
Because
read it.
we are hardly getting any good news.
Yeah,
So
hardly.
I have just stopped reading it. It's just
Yeah.
crazy here, out there.
Hmm.
I see you're unhappy about online education, but that's the future. I mean, there are many changes that you will not like, but they are gonna happen. Those are just inevitable.
Mm, okay. Yes, I understand. Let's say distance in education. It's like education and distance. It was exist even in in earlier ages in 80s, in 90s here in USSR, in Russia also. Yes, but this kind of education, this type of education for high organized people, not for
Mm-hmm.
school, for school children, because they need to be controlled by, by their teacher.
Yeah.
They don't understand. They are children. So
Yeah.
in
True.
this case, of course, we can implement some computer stuff. Like I have nothing against computers and innovations, but
Mm-hmm.
it must work. But currently it doesn't work. Children
Yeah.
just hanging around and they do not get any education at all, in
I
my
mean,
opinion. So yeah.
that's where parents have the responsibility, right? Like
Mm,
others cannot control those things. It's
mm,
the kind of responsibility that parents have to bear, at least in these days.
okay. In some cases, maybe you know some alone women's, they educate only by themselves, small family, and parents like forced to work, yes,
Hmm.
and they cannot stay at home during the week. So in this case, who will control children?
I mean, yeah, there is a concept of babysitter. I guess they cannot afford a babysitter in that case.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they just
that's
cannot
a
afford. They
yeah,
need
that's
some available, uh, something like what can afford. So something, budget
yeah, they
budget
cannot afford. I
education.
mean, if both of them, maybe both of the parents are working, then I guess they can afford a babysitter. Even if they cannot afford, I mean, those are like
Mhm.
not the most cases. In most cases, people can afford, I guess. And even if they cannot afford, then any of the parents, they live with the children actually. Like maybe mother lives or maybe father. I mean, both are not going to the work. If they are going, they can afford babysitter. Does the does the
It can be
sound any
complicated in
logical?
some
Like,
cases. Yes,
I mean,
yes, yes.
it's not with everyone.
Yes, it depends on your income. So, yes, for some people, it even better option, if you have like home education, let's say, right? This is the best education, in my opinion. But nonetheless, this type of education is quite like expensive. It's only facts. So, and what shall do like poor people and maybe not full families with father or with mother only. I don't
So,
know. Yeah.
see, the education is like not only home education is
Yeah.
expensive, but also if you go to like real school, that is also expensive. That is a fact. I
No.
mean, yeah, that is expensive. Like,
This is free in Russia at least.
oh, public schools, you
Public.
mean?
I mean public
I
school.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, public school. We do have public school in India, and those are free definitely. But public schools, they do not offer that quality education that private schools offer in India actually. So most of the kids they go to private schools if they can afford it. Otherwise, they go
Mm.
to public school.
Actually, recently I wrote essay about private education, distancing education, and about like standard type like budget schools.
Uh-huh.
So, and I said that yes, private schools usually the best, but most I have like bad experience with private school. uh, it was like many years ago, of course, but I remember this quality of education was bad because I've been studying in standard school with my peers. There was a lot of peers, and on some, okay, we just decide, my family, me and my mother, we decided I want to change my school because something
Okay.
was wrong. I
With
don't
your
remember
private
the
school.
reason, but yes, and I went to private school, and it was expensive, yes.
Yeah, see.
But I got like very good scores in this school, and but they tried to like to look good for me. I felt that they just put this course just for free. I didn't
Okay, I
earn good
see.
scores. Especially, for example, in Russian language. Uh, I wasn't like good in this particular subject, but
Hmm. I
in
was getting
school,
good
in my
grades.
like standard school, I got very bad scores. But
Mm-hmm.
when I went to this school, private, I got like professional. So, but you know, they just put this course for free.
I
So,
see.
it was dishonest like system. They didn't teach well, and they was like, "Oh, Roman, you are very well. You learn everything well." But I knew that I learned everything bad. So, you know, there are a lot of merits and demerits, and as I said, distance in education is for like elderly students, in my opinion. So you must be self-organized. So you need to understand that this education is necessary for you. And for primary school, I believe that the best education in community school, in standard school. So
Yeah,
it
I
cannot be
see.
replaced, I believe. So
I totally understand your viewpoint, like for kids, they're
and
just,
in our think that argument, like main argument, I think that you know uh, socialization. Kids have to communicate with each other. They live
yeah,
in community, and if from early ages they will sit at home separately,
not
they
good.
just they become wild. I don't know. They will have no like
Yeah.
basic understanding how communicate with
Uh,
people, how
yeah,
to
they
chat
won't.
with people and deal with people. So we're like people. We're not machines. So this is my point. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I totally understand your point. If kids
Yep.
are going to real school, they're gonna get better at socializing with others, making friends. And
Hmm.
if they do not go, many of them may become maybe ambivert or even introvert, which may not be good for many of those.
They will live in this like computer internet world, not real world.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, I guess online education is not for those kids.
Hmm.
They do need to go to real school, make some friends, have some quality time with them. But if the kid is old enough, or if the kid has parents, one of the parent in the home to help him or her,
Hmm.
I guess the distance learning or the online learning will definitely work for them. There are
Yeah.
many other ways to socialize rather than just going to school.
Yeah. So maybe good idea to give parents, you know, a right to decide whatever good for their children. Stay at home.
Exactly.
Oh, so parents have to decide, and probably parents have to have more rights. So I think they have responsibility, of course, but also they have to have more rights. I think it's also is
Yeah,
important.
they
It's
already
optional.
have
It's
the
optional.
right.
Totally optional. I think yes, you're right. So different attitudes and people. Yeah, I know many people argue. There are not only one. Common like decision which
Yeah, no
type
common
of education is the
ground.
best. So So, but I believe, I hope that this like period will finish soon, and uh, we will live normal life. So
Yeah, I'm hoping for the same.
we are society, and we have to like solve this problem by discussing all this
Yes,
like
and here we are
yeah,
discussing it.
yeah.
That's good. I mean,
And actually, Krishna, today
mm-hmm.
in the morning I wrote the letter to the Vladimir Putin.
Uh-huh.
There will be
Wow.
soon like discussion, and people can send the letters. Of course, this
Mm-hmm.
is small percentage that he will read my message. However, as a citizen, I think that I have to send him my questions, yes,
Yes.
and maybe some like advices, as I think, which could
So what
build
did
better
you
society in our country. So,
what did you want to ask him? And what are your advices?
yeah. Questions was related to family, against about parents' rights. So because there are lots of like problems now, you know, with some social organizations which like try to take children from families,
Mm-hmm.
without any good reason, so enough reason. So after that, I sent second question was about police, because in Russia was implemented a new law related to police rights,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of rights was added to the like policemen's, and I just offer uh, offer suggestion that policemen, then they uh, make any acts, they
Mm-hmm.
have to record their like movements and so on. They have to have camera, um, just to prove that their actions are legal. So
Okay, I see. That's a good
like
one.
video recording. So it will like make their job easier, and maybe it will decrease, police how to say it,
Violence.
violence. Yes. So I wanted to say our words, but okay,
Yeah, but
violence. It's appropriate.
you see, I mean, that's a really good, strong suggestion, I would say, to a president of Russia. Like one of the policemen, he has to have a camera all the time.
No, no, no. I mean, maybe some small like camera. They can have it on their like.
Oh,
No, no.
maybe in their badge.
Yeah, just for like safety purposes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
that's
good
just
one.
an offer, and because they add a lot of rights to police, and you know, I just afraid that they will use
Misuse them.
their power, in bad purposes. So
Yeah.
for this reason. Uh, and last question was about vaccination.
Okay.
uh, I just stated that I against, this like when someone force you to make this vaccine,
Okay.
I suggest that like manufacturer have to have like responsibility for bad consequences in case if you've got this vaccination. They have to have their responsibility, and people have to have their own choice. So something like this. Yeah,
Okay, so
that's it.
the third one, as I understand, is people should be asked before getting vaccinated. They should not be forced to get
Yes,
vaccine.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, this is the point.
Okay. Yeah, those are really good points, I would say. I hope they will read it and they will respond to it.
Yes, I hope also.
So I don't know, like remember, maybe next time we can talk about the effects of beauty in our society and
Ah,
how it affects
this topic, yes, beauty in our society.
yeah, and
Okay.
how the COVID situation has affected beauty market.
Mm. Do you think COVID affected on this market?
I mean, yes, you see,
Mm.
people when they go out, they would like to wear, not people,
Ah,
girls or women's, they would like to
famous,
wear lipstick and makeup, but because of the
beautiful people.
COVID, they were mostly in-house, so they were hardly wearing lipstick, I guess,
Mm.
or maybe makeup for that matter.
Yeah, they can use makeup for their eyes anyway, and we will see their eyes anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you go out, if they go out, they're gonna put more and more beauty products on them than when they are in the house. So this COVID situation has definitely affected beauty market, I would say.
But I don't know how about our countries, but in Russia, like our women anyway use their like lips,
Lipsticks,
yeah.
lip
So
gloss, and all that.
yeah,
Those are good topics to actually talk about.
mask doesn't stop them.
Yeah, you see, if they're wearing mask, who is gonna see the lips? Then
Ah,
why wear it?
who will see? They're like husband, probably
Um,
they're like relatives. The most important people will see anyway.